Hey guys, this is Nick with EDC Mag, and today I want to talk about Crusader Forge. Before we get into that, I wanted to show you guys this. This has been giving me a kick lately, so to speak. If you guys are into energy drinks, I found this at my local convenience store and gave it a shot. And it was in a picture that I posted somewhere, and people kind of went a little nuts. Apparently this was released in 2008, and then I did a little research. The FDA shut it down mainly because of the name and the advertising. And it makes the caffeine, I can't think of the website now. There's a caffeine website that just rates drinks and coffees and caffeine content, and it's in their top 10 list. It's 280 milligrams. I don't know if this will show up or not, but the warning message on it's hilarious. It says basically, if you're too stupid to recognize this is just a gimmick and it's an energy drink, you're an idiot. And they actually do use the word stupid and idiot in the warning label. But it's 280 milligrams, and it's only, 8.4 ounces. And for me, a lot of these drinks, they just taste like sugar water. They're just awful, too sweet. And that one actually has a little bit of it feels like cayenne pepper in the back of your throat. They have one that's called, I can't remember what it's called, cocaine cut, I think, that doesn't have that little kick. And I think it actually comes from cinnamon, but it's kind of cool. I like it. You can slam one quick, and it doesn't make you feel like your teeth are rotting out of your head. So if you get a chance, you want to try one. Or if you remember them from back in the day, they are back. You can get them on Amazon, unless you're in Australia or New Zealand, I think. But if you like that kind of stuff, give it a shot. Okay, Crusader Forge. This is the Crusader Forge Street Fighter. Now, I've had this knife for almost 3 years. I went to my very first ice show about 3 years ago. Didn't have a whole lot of clue about what I liked, what I was looking for. Never been to an ice show. And was wandering around and ran into Mache. I'm probably butchering his name. I actually went to great lengths to learn how to say his name. His last name is Serbiak, I think. First name's Mache. He is Crusader Forge. He's out of Utah, and he is one bad dude. I mean, like, certified, genuine badass. He's been in special ops since like '89. He's a SWAT instructor. He's a volunteer fire chief, a diver, an EMT, a yacht helmsman. I mean, the guy is just... I'm 6 foot tall, and I think I've got a picture standing next to him from the show. And I don't know how tall he is, but he's probably at least 6'5". Not like huge wide, but he's just a bad dude. And he's also a sniper as well, or he was at some point. So he's been making knives. He's been making Crusader Forge knives since 1996, I believe. And if you want the real deal, now, we're going to get into this. If you want an actual knife that's made for battle, and he sends, I want to say, I was a little bit enamored. I had never even heard of Crusader Forge. Of course, at that time, I hadn't heard a lot of things. And so when I was talking to him, he said a lot of his knives go to ops in different countries, military. I want to say he said Germany. A lot go to Germany, the German military. But if you want a real deal, genuine, battle-tested and proven knife, check out Crusader Forge. This particular knife is called the Street Fighter. He's got, I can't remember if this is FIFP. I was trying to find the box, and I just moved, so all my stuff isn't quite organized yet. But it's the Street Fighter. I can't remember if that's FIFP, which stands for Fears for Prey, or not. It may not be. It may just be the Street Fighter. But cool either way. I met Meshe and his wife at the show, and they were showing me some knives, and this was by far not the biggest knife. This is about a 4-inch blade. It's CPMS 30V, which is just a brute of a steel, very corrosion resistant. He takes this steel and does a special coating on it. It's a coating that they use primarily for guns. KG Industries, so it's some sort of KG gun coating that he uses on the blade. And for this one, and I'm not a botanist, so you know, this guy, I have a feeling everything he does is immaculate, but he raises some sort of rare flowers around his shop that he laid down for this, and I don't for the life of me remember what they were. But he used that as the pattern for this, so you know, it's unique. Of course, all his knives are handmade, so they're all unique, but I just love this pattern. Super cool. It might have been maybe he said a wildflower that's indigenous to Utah. I don't know, I don't remember, but still really super cool. So anyway, the term tank is used a lot. I'm going to use it here just because it fits, and this is a legitimate battle knife. I mean, this is the real deal. There's several amazing things about this knife. One being it's thick. It's very thick. Everything on it's thick. The blade's thick. But I usually don't even do the thumb. I just do it one-handed. I don't know if I can do it under here, but it opens. There you go. The action on this thing, for what it is, the brutality of it, the action is just phenomenal. Now, when I first got this, I did have some lock stick, and so I did a little research, and I was actually almost to the point of reaching back out to Crusader Forge and saying, what do I do? But I did some research, knowing that I was fairly new and not really that experienced, and found out that that can be a common thing with these knives at first. So I just worked with it and played with it, and now it's smooth as butter. I mean, it's just zero. It's phenomenal. It's got a 4-inch blade, titanium. The scales are a little bit bigger than what the blade needs, but at the same time, for a good grip, I mean, this thing is a weapon in many ways, open or closed. It's brutal. It's just a brutal knife. There are a lot of things he did to this that you don't notice at first. You see it, and it just, you know, it looks like something that you're going to go stab a tank with. One of the things that I really appreciate about this is the weight reduction here that he did. You think, oh well, so you can see where it goes under the clip, and some chamfering in different places. But one thing that you'll notice is when you're gripping this thing, and the way he did this is your fingers will fit right there, depending on the size of your hand. And I know him well enough to know that he is good at what he does, and that was intentional. I mean, that just comes from knowledge and experience. One thing I'm not sure about this blade is the weight. I am curious. We're going to find that out together. The jimping on this thing is insane. It's not going to eat your thumb alive unless you're delicate. I do carry this, so I guess I should have dusted it off a little better. Yeah, it's a big blade. Yeah, it's a heavy blade. But if you're going deep in the bush and you want that one knife that you know is going to take whatever comes your way, Crusader Forge, man, it's proven. So let's see what this thing weighs. I know it's heavy, so 13 ounces, just a hair over 13 ounces. That's a heavy knife. I was thinking it was going to be somewhere in there. I was hoping it wasn't going to be over 15, but it's a heavy knife. I mean, this might be a knife that you put in your rucksack or carry some other way if you're hiking or whatever the case may be. However, this clip, I mean, if you think about it, this clip is very wide, but it's a heavy knife, so you need that control. And if you're gripping this thing, however you're gripping it, you don't want that clip digging into your hand. I just can't remember. I just had a knife the other day, somebody that I just got, and someone was asking me how it felt in hand. I was like, feels great, except that clip is just digging right to the palm of my hand. So we got a 4-inch blade. So let's use our trusty Kershaw here. Give you kind of an idea of the length and the size. So yeah, it's a big knife. There's no question about it. 13 ounces. And then I've got, we talk about tall blades. You can tell, well, let's see. You can tell the difference in the height of that blade. It doesn't look that tall maybe in comparison to the scale, but if you get a different almost 4-inch blade, and this is 4-inch cutting, so depending on where you want to measure it, it's actually probably even bigger than that. But you get an idea of the tallness. This is a 3.9 inch, I believe we. So there you go, Crusader Forge. I want to say, look at the action on that. Beautiful. So smooth. Just beautiful. I want to say that Windy City Knives is one of the biggest distributors. I've seen people comment that they can't find them, they're hard to find. One thing to keep in mind about these, I bought this 3 years ago, and I know I could sell it today. The value on these things stays. I mean, if you are looking to invest and collect, or if you're looking for something to throw at a bear, whatever you're looking for, these things, the value on these things does not go down. I mean, it's a specific audience, granted. Not just any, Spyderco wielding Joe is going to want, well, they may want it, but is going to, be willing to pay for this. But the value on these is solid. And there's a reason why. These are just outstanding knives. I mean, they're brutes, no question about it. It's a brute. But definitely worth the investment if you're looking for, that type of knife, that style of knife. Very cool. So this was my very first custom, and I would expect this will go to the grave with me just for that reason alone. But that day too, I also bought a Brian Ty, my first Ty knife, and I've had several since then of his knives, which are phenomenal knives. But there's just no good reason to get rid of this. It's just a flawless knife. This probably isn't the knife you want to whip out at Cheesecake Factory. I mean, you can, but it would definitely do some damage to a cheesecake. So there you go. Crusader Forge Street Fighter. Wicked knife. Just wicked. Well, hey guys, I appreciate your time. Thanks for checking this out. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do. We're just getting started. We're having a lot of fun. Y'all have a great day.